This is Scott Bauer on the floor of the CME Group. Markets closing near their highs of the day today, and the record highs on trade optimism. Also, Mideast tensions have been eased, and there's more optimism about the U.S.-China deal firming up, being signed phase one next week. President Trump talked about even phase two, but most likely holding off on that until the elections. But lots of optimism there. An Apple upgrade this morning also helped the market overall. Tech stocks up across the board today, but financials really up the most on the heels of upgrades to both Citigroup and Goldman Sachs. Retail stocks mostly lower. Kohl's stores, JCPenney, Bed Bath & Beyond posting really poor numbers and not good outlooks moving forward into the first quarter of 2020. Earnings really start in earnest next week. We'll get the big banks, and that is could kick off the next make or break for this market, whether we continue rallying to new highs or we pull back a little bit. Earlier this morning, we got jobless claims number. They fell for the fourth straight week. Good numbers. And tomorrow, everybody's going to be focusing tomorrow morning on non-farm payrolls. They're tomorrow morning. Expectations out there right now are for a number of 164,000. Not quite as robust as what we saw in November, but still a very positive number. ES option data yesterday, 860,000 options traded here, 65% on the put side. Volume leaders, the June 2400 put traded 8,700 times, the June 2500 put traded 8,700 times. End of month, end of week 3, January 3100 puts traded 8,200, and the end of week 2, so expiring this week, Jan 3200s traded 8,200 times. Volatility is down a little bit here across the board. So the expected move that ES options are pricing into the end of day tomorrow is about $15 going out to next Friday, about $40. Now Bitcoin, that has been the story here, and it continues to be the story. Off its highs that we've seen recently due to some of the risk on now that we're seeing in the marketplace, but stabilizing above 8,000, which is not just a psychological number, but 7,900 really was a big resistance number for Bitcoin to hit. So if it can hold that area there, the bulls may become in charge. Still big volumes here. Today at CME, over 8,000 Bitcoin futures contracts traded. And beginning next week on the 13th, options on Bitcoin futures will be launched here at the CME. They'll trade almost 24/7, and the options will expire and turn into one Bitcoin futures contract, which immediately cash settles to the CME Bitcoin reference rate. So immediately cash settled for options on Bitcoin futures. You'll be able, or an investor will be able to net the margins between CME Bitcoin options and CME Bitcoin futures as well. This is Scott Bauer on the floor of the CME Group.